Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video we're going to talk about the population of the world. And about a year ago, I did a video when the UN said that we had reached 8 billion people. They said that, you know, their estimates that on November 15th, 2022, the Earth was projected to reach 8 billion people. And they said it took 12 years to grow from 7 to 8 billion, and it will take approximately 15 years to go until it reaches 9 billion. So they say that means it's slowing down a little bit. But there was just some headlines here. This is a November 9th, 2023 article, and I was like, I felt like Groundhog's Day, you know, because I'm like, it says that the U.S. Census Bureau estimates the world population has increased by 8 billion. And I'm like, wasn't that headlines last year? But I guess this is the U.S. Census Bureau as opposed to the United Nations. So they say, you know, these articles here that the Bureau estimates the population exceeds the threshold on September 26. A precise date the agency said, you know, to take with a grain of salt. Because as they discuss down here, they say that, you know, different countries count people differently or not at all. You know, many lack systems to record births and deaths. Some of the most populous countries, such as India and Nigeria, haven't conducted census in over a decade. And so things aren't exact. No one knows exactly how many people are alive at any minute. But, you know, they do have their finger on the pulse enough to give this good estimate. And so right now, the U.S. Census Bureau is saying 8 billion people. And right here, the current world population on worldometers.info, it says that there's 8,072,935,530 something and counting right now. Today, there was 313,400, almost past 500 births now. You know, it just keeps going up and up. Deaths were 141,000, almost 142. So the population growth today, right now, is at 171 3/4 about, and growing. So by the end of today, which is November 14th, 2023, 8:30 Mountain Time, PM, you know, this will be 100, high 70s, 80s, you know, it'll be a lot more. This count is going up and up. It's not slowing down. So far this year, there have been births of almost 117 million people, deaths of about 53 million. So right now, the population growth for the year is 64 million people, a little over that. So, you know, we still have a month and a half to go. So it'll probably be, I don't know. I don't know if you'll get to 65, but, yeah, probably. You know, let's do the math here. So right here, the population, 64023. Well, now it's 600, but when I started it, typing it in here, it was a little less than 450. So in maybe a matter of less than a minute, it went from about 410 to we're now at 640. That's how fast it's going. But if you divide that by 21, which is half months, okay, because we're the middle of November. So that would be 21 because we still have the end of November and all of December. So that's 3 more of the 24 half months the year has. You have a population increase of over 3 million a month. Over 3 million in every half a month. So we're still looking at adding another 10 million people, or over 9 million people by the end of this month, because you would multiply this times 3 to get, the last 3 half months of the year. So yeah, this is 3 million. So you're looking at over another 9 million people by the end of this year. So you're talking about 73, 74 million people a year. And, people, oh, well, good. Yay. Okay. I mean, hey, I'm all for living. Okay. I have the privilege of living here. And, this is a finite planet with finite resources. And in order to support this many people, we just really need to do it responsibly, okay, which the UN won't allow. And neither will any other global entity, and I've hit a gazillion of them up, okay, and, neither will any environmental voice. But in order to sustain 8 billion people and counting on our way to 9 billion, we really just need to revamp the way we're doing things. Okay? All of the problems that we cause, we could just end if we would just if one independent news media would actually just give you good environmental news, the others would start doing the same. They would have to, just to keep up. Okay? Maybe not every one of them. Some would still be very staunch Archie bunkers that global warming's not real, end of story. I won't give my kids a future. I won't take the toxins out of the air and water and soil. I just won't. I mean, they're out there in the independent news media, okay? But if you had one started, enough would follow suit. And then eventually, somehow, it would make enough headlines that the masses would start knowing it. And all we have to do is just live responsibly. Ending our disposable society and utilizing hemp. We absolutely need the hemp revolution. Hemp it can be used for everything, okay? The world used to survive on hemp before we switched over to petroleum. And who likes petroleum? No one. Everybody complains about it. Well, let's do something about it. Hemp. And, we could gain people their individual cooperation by ending our disposable society simply by one, making it cool. Like you go places and you don't just get handed disposable products. You have reusable stadium concessions and they're like, well, I guess I could do this at my house too, begrudgingly, but they'll do it. But, at some point, you don't even really give them the opportunity, or you do, but it becomes a financial decision because your disposable product is so much more than the reusable product that people make a financial decision, and then it just saves so much all the way down the line, including how much natural resources 8 billion people need. We're talking water, energy, transportation, clothing, food. Okay. It requires a lot. So we just have to use resources a lot more responsibly. And we could get people's cooperation, especially if we had leadership by example. And yeah, if we could get the pipe dream of clean energy, sure, that'd be great. But if we did the first 5, if you've been here before, you've heard this before, clean energy wouldn't make the headlines it does now. It makes headlines because we won't allow solutions that would solve the problem enough that we wouldn't be talking about clean energy, because it hasn't been achieved in 5 decades. And at best, we have right now concretely proven we can't even get cars online. Okay. And the whole industry is dangerous and it's not sustainable. It just all the way around. Why not hemp? we can live responsibly, and we can allow 8 billion and plus people to enjoy this great planet and have a great life and do what their DNA is and live it out and have a great time, have friends, family, events, and, you know, whatever they want. But we do have to realize that we have to use our resources responsibly. So, you know, here's to 8 billion people in these kids. I don't know. I, for one, believe those kids and every other kid and every 90-year-old, you know, every person on this planet deserves a good, great, happy, prosperous life, and, or at least the ability to make one for yourself. You know, you can choose to be miserable if you want, I guess, if you want, you know, but, to make these people's lives really great, we do have to give them the resources they need, and we do live on a finite planet. So we need this revolution here, people. Well, there's a guy in Alex Jones. He said, you don't want a revolution, you want an evolution, right? He said revolutions don't last. And he's a speech guy about how your words matter. He was on, I don't know, last week sometime. But 8 billion people and counting, and counting, going up as we speak. Okay. So look, we're already at 24,000 here. And just a little bit ago, we were at 23,450. And right now we're at 24,700 in a few minutes. Okay. We need to use our resources responsibly, people, so that every 8 billion people on this planet, every one of them, can look as happy as these people here do. Stay tuned.